Testing. Good morning, and welcome to Sunday morning Dharma service. This morning I was walking, there's a lot of preparation that goes into planning service, right, for many of us. And sometimes it feels a little hectic to me, But I was thinking that when I sit here and I look out at all of you, you bring so much joy. And I wanted to thank you for that. It's such a lovely feeling to know that all of the preparation is for this community and we all do this together. And also for those of you at home, it's so lovely to see that when you sign on, and please say hi if you would like. So today we are going to practice together like we do, most of you, every Sunday. And we're going to have our moving meditation with B to begin, and our opening and 4 bows to Dharmakaya Buddha. And we'll have sitting meditation and chanting meditation and a Dharma talk by Reverend Jieun. And her title of her talk is From Wholeness We Choose, Living the Practice of Ilwansong. So let us start today with our gratitude practice by doing 4 bows to our Ilwansong Dharmakaya Buddha. Please rise. So this symbol is this image, this one circle image, Ilwansong, is a symbol of our true nature, our interconnectedness. And we bow in gratitude to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite beneficence of nature and the universe. We bow in gratitude to the grace of parents, grateful for this human life and body, grateful to our teachers, our ancestors, and all those who have had a nurturing role in our lives. We bow in gratitude to the grace of fellow beings, recognizing the truth of interconnectedness. We bow in gratitude to the grace of laws that guide us, protect us, and those that promote justice. Please take a moment to turn to your neighbor Buddhas and give a bow with your beautiful smiles and open hearts. Now you may remain standing because we're going to invite B to come up and give us a little moving meditation practice.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning it is. Beautiful out. Okay, I just had a thought while I was standing and bowing. Let's begin. We're going to begin with our feet touching one another, heels touching one another. This is going to teach you the opening of most Tai Chi and Qigong forms. We're going to shift our weight to the window. We're going to step the other foot out, turning on the heel, shifting our weight towards the wall, and coming center. Bring our arms up. And now we're in that Wu Chi form. So we'll stand like this for a moment, scanning from the top of our head, from where that spider's silk comes down and attaches. Loosening the face and the scalp, the neck, dropping the shoulders, letting the arms just hang, scanning into our hearts, our chest, our lungs, into the abdomen, into the hips, loosening the hips. Scanning down, continuing. Softening the knees, slight bend to the knees. Softening the ankles and feeling well rooted. Now let's just loosen up the bodies a little bit. Start turning. Tapping our kidneys with the backs of our hands, invigorating the kidneys. They give us strength to stand. Filtering our bodies. We'll loosen up the shoulders, begin doing a little swimming. And the backstroke. Okay. Roll the neck a little bit. One direction. And the other direction. Great. All right, we're going to do a few standing Tai Chi forms. So typically there's a walk involved, but we're not going to do that. Space limited. We'll run into each other, and that'll be fun. So we'll begin. Let's collect our Tai Chi ball. So the window side, your opposite hand will be underneath. We'll shift our weight to the window side. Bring our hands palms up facing us. Now we'll shift towards the wall, turning our hands up and to the other side. This is cloud hands. Trying to keep the elbows dropped, which releases tension on the shoulders. One on either side. And come back to neutral. All right, let's collect that ball again. Now we're going to throw like a frisbee. So we're going to shift towards the wall, bringing the bottom hand, just like we're throwing a frisbee. Parting the wild horse's mane, this is called. Collecting that energy with your Tai Chi ball, tossing it out to the universe. One more on each side. Come back to neutral. Let's widen our stance just a little. We're going to gather sky and earth. We'll reach up, really opening up, bending the back a little bit, grabbing the energy from the universe and raining it down to our lower dantian. Now opening up, bending at the hips and the knees, scooping up that beautiful energy from the earth we live on, bringing it to our heart center. Big breath in, rain it down. Breathing in, pick up that energy right to the heart. Last one. back to neutral. Shift your weight out, come back in. All right, the final kind of Tai Chi move will be repulse monkey. So let me think about this for 1 sec. Yes, okay. So we'll grab our Tai Chi ball in front of us, and we'll just, as we're pushing out with one hand, coming back with the other, just slightly, and we're not coming all the way back into the other side. One more on either side. All right, and to just finish off today, I'm going to stand like a tree. All right, this is a standing meditation form, bringing your arms up, thinking that there's maybe a ball between you or a balloon between you and your chest, and just holding here. We are great big trees. We're the tulip poplar in the forest, getting ready to bloom, standing tall and strong. Drop the elbows to release tension on the shoulders. And breathe naturally. And release. Thank you, everyone.
Please make yourself comfortable. And Jeff will guide us further by reading the method of sitting meditation.
The method of sitting meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in, grab all your tension, and breathe it out. Open up your chest and heart. Stretch up tall and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms, then allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to abide in your chi energy field, which is called Danjan. This is located about 2 inches below your navel and is the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose and to the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in your mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts. They will disappear by themselves. And remember, keep bringing your awareness back to your Danjan breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long period of time, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
Our meditation practice continues with chanting. Please open your booklets to pages 4 and 5 to chant the Ilwan song, Vow and the Heart Sutra, led by Reverend Ginger.
일원상바 일원 is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and laws of true nature. Buddha's enlightened master, unenlightened people and sentient beings. One manifests as permanence, impermanence fused as permanence. One unfolds into an infinite word that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is fused as impermanence. One unfolds into infinite worth through the cycle of formation, duration, extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the 4 forms of birth, we transform through 6 forms of existence, progressing or regressing with grace arising. From grace, therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Hidron Sang Dharma Kaya Buddha by cultivating our minds and bodies, deeply knowing human affairs, universal principles thoroughly, using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing and receiving. Then hum until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwan and become one with nature of Ilwan. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing prajna paramita, realized that 5 aggregates are empty and thus became free from all suffering and distress. So Shariputra does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Same is true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. So Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They do not appear, disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Emptiness, no form, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object, no more by ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind, consciousness, no ignorance, extinction of ignorance, no old days and death, no extinction of them, no suffering, cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no past, no wisdom, attainment with nothing to attain, Bodhisattva relies on prajna paramita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without an hindrance, no fears exist, free from delusion. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on prajna paramita and attain supreme enlightenment. Therefore, know that prajna paramita is the great mantra, is great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true, not false, so proclaimed. Prajna paramita mantra, which says gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond. Now awaken, gate, gate, para, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, para, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, para, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha.
Let's take a moment, just a brief moment, to stretch our bodies, circling the neck in one direction and in the other direction. Rolling the shoulders back. And just twist at the waist a little bit, one way and then the other way. And then breathe in, taking a deep breath, reach up high and stretch to the ceiling or the sky, and breathe out. Now you may release your legs and make yourselves comfortable. And please bring your palms together to welcome Reverend Jieun. Her Dharma talk title is From Wholeness We Choose, Living the Practice of Ilwan Song.
Good morning, everyone. A few weeks ago, I shared that our practice is ultimately about returning to our true nature, that place within us that is already whole and already free. So in Won Buddhism, we express this truth through the symbol you see behind me on the altar, the circle of Ilwan Sang. Ilwan Sang literally means one circle image. And this circle represents the truth of the universe and the original pure nature of our minds before it gets clouded by all the distractions, desires, and judgments of daily life. Throughout history, great spiritual teachers, including our founding teacher, Sotaesan, awakened to this truth and lived from it. The teachings they left behind gives us glimpses into something beyond the ordinary way of thinking, what we sometimes call non-duality. It's a space beyond our constant thinking, beyond dualistic judgments of right and wrong and self and other. In the very first chapter of the principal book of Won Buddhism, Sotaesan describes this truth in poetic and profound language. Ilwan is the original source of all things in the universe, the mind seal of all the Buddhas and sages, and the original nature of all sentient beings, the realm where there is no discrimination between great and small, being and non-being, the realm where there is no change amid arising and ceasing, coming and going, the realm where language, names, and signs are utterly void. Just hearing these words can stir something deep inside us. They remind us that there is more to life than what we see, more than what we feel, and certainly more than what we think. We are more than the stories we tell ourselves. But then, a practical question arises. How do we live this truth in daily life? How do those of us who are not yet fully awakened benefit from such a high and profound teaching? It's easy to feel inspired when reading a spiritual book or hearing a Dharma talk. But then we return to our daily routines and we often find ourselves stuck in the same old habits, the same frustration, the same reaction. That's why it's so important to bring this teaching into daily life. Not just hear it, but to practice it. Some spiritual traditions say that unless you're fully awakened, your practice isn't authentic. Maybe that's true for a few rare practitioners. But for most of us, that can feel discouraging. It can make the spiritual path seem out of reach, not for ordinary people like you and me. But Sotaesan taught something different. He gave us a path that begins right where we are, no matter our age, background, or level of education. He emphasized that everyone should be able to practice. The learned or the unlearned, the young and the old, men and women. So today I'd like to introduce what's called the practice of Ilwon-sang, as found in our scripture. So let me read it to you. Believing in and at the same time modeling ourselves on the truth of Ilwon-sang, our aim is that we should know our mind, which is perfect and complete, utterly impartial and selfless, like Ilwon-sang. That we should nurture our mind, which is perfect and complete, utterly impartial and selfless, like Ilwon-sang. And that we should use our mind, which is perfect and complete, utterly impartial and selfless, like Ilwon-sang. This is the practice of Ilwon-sang. So there it is, our path in 3 steps. To know our true nature, to nurture our true nature, and to use our true nature. These aren't separate stages, like step 1 to 3. They grow together. They are intertwined, like 3 branches of the same tree. This is what we call the threefold practice. So let's begin with the first. To know our true nature. Notice that the scripture says practice begins by believing in the Ilwon-sang and modeling ourselves after it. So that's where it starts. With the willingness to believe that our mind is originally pure and complete, and with the aspiration to live like that. But many of us carry a hidden belief that we can't really change. How about you? Do you believe that you can change? You can change your habit? sometimes. And we say things like, that's just how I am. Or, they always make me upset, always. So certain people or situations seem to trigger us every time. And we respond in the same way over and over. I've been there. So let me share a story. When I was in college, I had a roommate who often left her dirty dishes in the sink. Every time I saw them, I felt annoyed. Every time. And I thought, again, does she expect me to clean this? What is she thinking when she did this? She didn't change, and neither did I. I didn't even talk to her about it. I just let myself get irritated over and over again. And looking back, I realized I never even considered that I could respond differently. I thought she had to change for me to feel peace. That's what happens when we don't realize the original state of our mind. We let emotions take over. We become the anger itself. No other option. And we forget we always have a choice. Sote-san reminds us our mind is originally perfect and complete. What does this mean? Now the word perfect might sound intimidating, right? You might think, I'm not trying to be perfect. No, I just want to be real. But in this context, perfect doesn't mean flawless. It means whole. It means that nothing is lacking, nothing is missing. It's a mind that is clear and free from judgment, not clouded by craving or rigid opinions. And it's a mind that responds from compassion, not from your ego. This is the mind of Il-Won-Sang. And that mind already exists within us. So how do we come to know our true nature is like that? Often the first step is simple: learning and studying. In fact, you're engaging in this very practice right now just by being here, the One Dharma Center Sunday service, and listening to this Dharma talk. Some of you also have been joining our weekly scripture study with Reverend Ginger. So that kind of learning, studying the scriptures and the words of awakened teachers, and engaging in spiritual conversation is an excellent foundation for awakening. But at some point, we need to move beyond and begin experiencing with the heart, with direct experience. Most of us are very used to operating from thinking mind, from your left brain. Always planning, there's a past, future, and past, present, and future. So you always planning and judging and comparing and analyzing. That's useful in many areas of life, but it can be also limitless. So when it comes to spiritual practice, for awakening, we need to tap into something deeper than our thoughts. That's where meditation and contemplation come in. So as we sit quietly and take a few deep breaths and bring our attention back to the present moment again and again, something begins to shift. We may notice, I don't have to react the way I always have. So the space between stimulus and response starts open up. So we begin to see the same situation with a new lens. And maybe just once, we respond with more calm and more clarity. Maybe someone's words don't shake us the way they used to. Maybe we notice irritation rising, and instead of reacting, we pause. It's a moment of changing. So this kind of experience, the moment of changing, is powerful. It plants a seed of faith in our true nature. And gradually, we begin to believe, not just intellectually, but through lived experience, that we really are capable of seeing and acting differently. So when it comes to knowing our true nature, I suggest studying scripture and the teaching of wise teachers, in deep contemplation and reflection, practicing meditation to quiet the mind, and in daily life, make mindful choices that align with clarity, not habit, to confirm yourself what it is like that you live your true nature. So each of these strengthens your connection to your true nature. So for most of us, this kind of awakening doesn't happen all at once. It's gradual. Sotaesan gave a beautiful analogy. He said, awakening is like raising a goat. If you try to overfeed the goat all at once, it won't grow well. In fact, it may get sick. But if you feed it regularly in the right amount, it will naturally grow strong and healthy over time. And in the same way, our insight and transformation deepen through steady and balanced effort. Little by little, we begin to glimpse our true nature. We begin to understand that we are not helpless, we are not stuck, and we are never far from that calm, clear awareness at the center of who we are. And we are perfect and complete, utterly impartial and selfless. So let's move on to the second part, to nurture our true nature. So even after we catch a glimpse of our true nature, it's easy to lose sight of it. Life gets busy, stress builds up, fear arises, and anger arises. And those old patterns, the ones that we thought you were done with, suddenly show up again. But here's the good news. Our true nature hasn't disappeared. It's still there. It may be overshadowed like the sun behind a cloud, but it's never gone. The light is always there, just waiting to shine through. We are Buddhas. We are Buddhas, but often we are still like baby Buddhas. Learning to walk, to stand strong, and to grow into our full potential. So how do we nurture this baby Buddha within us? The key practice in our daily life is to pause, especially in those moments when we are about to react on autopilot. So pause when irritation arises, and pause when anxiety starts to take over. Pause when a craving or urge begins to pull at us. And in that moment of pause, we remember something deeper. Remember the quiet space within, the space of ilwon-sang in our own hearts. Yes, it takes efforts, like stopping a moving car. It takes intention to interrupt our habitual momentum. Each pause is an act of nurturing the Buddha within. Nothing is in vain. So we pause to remember our mind is originally free from anger, resentment, and fear. Our mind is perfect and complete. Nothing is lacking, nothing is missing. And because that's true, we are free to choose. We are free to choose. We are not powerless. We are not victims of our circumstances. We have the capacity to decide whether to keep holding on to stress, anger, or resentment, or to let it go. Does it make sense to you? You can choose to hold on to your stress or let it go. For a long time, I used to think, I shouldn't try to control my emotions. I should just let my resentment stay until it fades naturally. That's how I take care of myself. But I eventually realized that too is a choice. I can choose to let it go. I can choose to release it. To nurture this power of choice, it helps to find something that reconnects you to your deeper self. For me, one of those things is the sound of the beat of moktak. Not the real sound in my imagination. So when I feel anxious or overwhelmed, I imagine the steady rhythm of the moktak. It's like heartbeat. And it grounds me. So for you, it might be conscious breathing, chanting, or simply a moment of stillness. The key is to return, not to the judging or busy mind, but the clear and quiet space within you. This practice of returning is strengthened through regular meditation practice. So even 10 minutes of meditation can begin to shift things if you practice it regularly. With each breath, we nurture our true nature. We soothe the restless monkey mind with gentleness and patience. It's May, and this is the perfect season of the year when we can sit outside. Lately, I've been sitting outside on the deck after sunset, between 8 to 9. It's perfect time. You're just breathing and listening to the insects. No phone, no agenda, no to-do list. Nobody around. Just being. And Hemi appears and sits next to me. It's amazing. And nature reminds us of our own natural rhythm. When we drop the thoughts and just sit, our energy returns to center. So I invite you to find your own rhythm, your own time to sit, breathe, and return. That's how we nurture the baby Buddha within. Now we come to the third part, to use our true nature. Once we start to believe that our mind is truly complete and impartial and selfless, the next step is to live from that understanding. This is actually where the real transformation happens. Action. To use our mind means to bring it into action. To make decisions not from habit or emotions, but from intention and inner freedom. So whenever you face something difficult, get pressure, fear, tension, that's a signal. That's the moment you're standing at a fork in the road. The old habit or the conscious choice. And remember, you are free to choose. You are not your past. You are not your patterns. If there is something you always procrastinate on, something you always avoid, try this. Pause and remember that your mind is perfect and complete. You are not bound by the full of fear, laziness, or any other old emotional patterns. And if this feels too complicated, then you can just visualize the image of Ilwon Sang. Just visualize it and be with it. One circle, wholeness, stillness. When I do that, I often feel a quiet strength arises within me, and then I just act. Each time you make a choice, not based on reactivity, but from your intention and conscious choice, you reconnect with your deeper self. And when you're stuck, ask yourself a simple question. How do I want to feel? You probably already know the answer. Of course, we won't always make the right choice each and every time. We'll fall back on old habits. That's human. But even then, we can practice. Recently, I had a day when I procrastinate and ended up wasting a lot of time. I felt bad and guilty. But instead of staying stuck in guilt, I asked myself, do I really want to feel like this? The answer was a clear no. Then I realized I had chosen to avoid something hard. And now I was feeling the consequences. I owned that choice. Then I asked, do I really want to feel like this again next time? Again, the answer was no. That moment was empowering. I felt that the power to choose grew stronger in me. And yes, I might make the same mistake again, even after this deep reflection. But I keep asking. I keep choosing. I keep reflecting. And I won't give up on my baby Buddha. So this is the practice of Ilwon Sang. To know your true mind, to nurture your true mind, and to use your true mind. We need all three. But they are like three legs of a tripod. If you remove one, you can't stand steady. They support each other. So together, they help us live from our true nature, not just in moments of silence, but in the middle of our real life. So let us keep practicing gently, consistently, and sincerely. Let us return to wholeness, 일원상, again and again. From wholeness, may we choose. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Reverend Jieun, for your wise words this morning. Let us take a moment to reflect on Reverend Jieun's Dharma talk about the threefold practice in this moment where nothing is lacking and nothing is missing. Please open your chant books to page 6 to recite the essential dharmas of daily practice, led by Nancy.
1. The mind is originally free from disturbances, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. 9. Let us turn lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
So it was wonderful to know we have this baby Buddha within us as we listen to Reverend Jieun's wonderful talk. And I have another wonderful news to share with you today. After Reverend Jieun left our temple, we hope that someone new might join us. And that hope is fulfilled today. So I am happy to introduce our new 교무님, new Reverend to our temple, who is Reverend Jung. So please join me in welcoming her.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jung, and I'm very happy to be here with you today. Jung is a Korean name made of two Chinese characters. Da means great or abundant, and Jung means calm, settled, and steady. Together, it expresses a heart that is deeply grounded and unwavering. I try to live up to the meaning of my name every day. To me, it means staying calm, centered, and compassionate, even when life becomes uncertain or difficult. Before coming here, I served for 1 year at the Vancouver, one Buddhist temple. But just 1 week before I left, I had an accident. accident. I missed a step right in front of the temple and injured my ankle. Even now, I still feel the pain when I walk. And with each step, I reflect on that moment, the moment I lost mindfulness or covered Iran-san. Yeah. It reminded me that even in familiar, sacred space, we can still lose awareness. Since then, I've tried to walk both physically and spiritually with more attention and care. As I begin this new journey with all of you, I sincerely hope to carry mindfulness in each step and to stay present in every moment. I look forward to practicing together with you, and I kindly ask for your warm support and guidance along the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Her sharing made my heart warm and delightful. So she's our 교무님, which means you'll get to see her every week, each week, here at our center and temple. So let's say, I don't know, one more line. Oh, Reverend Yeowon, by the way, she's now settled her life in LA temple, and then she's doing great there, and she's thriving there, helping that community, a lot. So we are happy she is there, helping that temple again. And she's visiting our, center in June when we'll have annual 교무님's retreat. So you'll see her. Thank you. And Kathy has more announcements to share.
So just a few. We're very happy that Reverend Dajang also is here with us. So Tuesday morning meditation. So 9 o'clock. This is the first announcement. So this is every Tuesday from now on. We have spiritual memorial service. This is happening on June 1st, and some of you have come to this before. And this is where you bring your pictures of family that have passed. So we honor Master Soto-san and our ancestors, teachers, family who have passed away. This is a lovely service. If you can join us on June 1st, which is Sunday service. Then we have 2 retreats happening, or excuse me. Oh, I don't have that flyer, but we have Memorial Day retreat happening this weekend. So this is last call. So there are some spots left for this retreat for commuters. So if you're a commuter or you're local and you'd like to join, please let us know. Then we have Dharma to Table retreat. This is a wellness retreat. So meditation at rest, meditation in action, where you'll learn how to cook some retreat food and also bring your practice into your daily life. And today we have there's one more thing. We have cookies. People bring cookies sometimes for service. So if you would like to bring and contribute to that community effort, there is a sign-up sheet in the foyer. And the last but not least, there is for WDC Dharma Center members who have their Dharma names. There's a Kyoharan meeting here at probably 11:45 at this point, probably around 11:45, but it will be here in L1 Hall. So meet up here. And then we have a special moment of prayer for one of our members. Her name is Helen Alford, and she just had a surgery. So we're going to take a moment to spend time to offer her our prayers and love and the merit of our practice today. So if you could please bring your palms together and we'll do a silent prayer for Helen. Thank you. Helen's also a second mama to our cat Hemi, so she's very important. So please open your booklets to page 9 to sing the morning prayer song.
Dharma Kaya Buddha fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharma Kaya Buddha fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharma Kaya Buddha fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world.
Thank you for your practice today. We hope you enjoy your week ahead, and we will see you next Sunday.